No, I had it on day one.
Woke up feeling like that.
Well, no, I mean it's kind of a stock character, that sort of old-timey radio guy. I think most sort of male improvisers of a certain age just have that sort of locked in. I happen to have that in combination with whatever sort of makes my own voice kind of special. And then in the scenes, there are moments where you sort of break away at that and maybe get a little unhinged, maybe get a little angry, maybe get a little psychotic. But at its base level, it's a pretty simple voice. It just happens to go along with whatever else I have going on. You know?
I feel like Charlie's voice is pretty similar to mine. The one thing we were actually just talking about this. The one thing that I will say is, like, I do think I warmed up into it. Like, our first time recording for Charlie was episode 1, and there's like this huge monologue that opens the series, and I hear that monologue and I'm like, oh, I don't think I had like really found it yet. And then as soon as I sang, like, for me, the way into a character, which is not surprising because I like grew up doing musicals, is the way they sing. Like, my voice changes based on how they sound when they sing. And Sam and Andrew wrote Happy Day in Hell, and that was the first thing I sang. And as soon as we sang that song, I was like, oh, I get what she sounds like. I get what her inflections are, because it was all part of the music. So, like, when we record, they're like, do you want to start with the song or do you want to start with the scenes? And I always start with the songs, because they just like place me where she lives. And it's really like, if I'm playing a character, for example, right now I'm playing a character who's very different than Charlie doing a Broadway show, and like, it's a really weird dissonance because she sings so differently and she makes my voice sound different, and then I go into the booth for Charlie and I'm like, oh, I really have to shift gears because I've been doing 8 shows a week with this vocal quality, and that's not what Charlie is. Yeah.
For the new episodes, were there any specific scene like the monologue, so it as very challenging for you?
The monologue was challenging. I feel like usually what's challenging for me is any time where she's really excited, because it's like just so fast and so many words, and like we'll do like 5 takes of like a big chunk of dialogue, and by the end I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna pass out. But it's not like hard. Like, at the end of the day, like, the job is not, I don't want to say that it's not necessary to have skill to do, but like, it is just really fun. So when I think that's hard, I'm like, physically it might be hard because it's just a long thing to get through. But for the most part, I never leave a session being like, oh my god, like that. Like, it's just, we were playing make believe.
Yeah, like,
right?
generally sessions are that they're more like marathons than they are sprints, and that's what's hard, right? Like, is it hard to run from here to there? No. Is it hard to run from here to all the way over there? Yes. That's what's challenging about it. Is doing 2 lines is easy. Doing 2 lines 100 times is hard.
Yeah.
And it feels something different from the first season to the second season, in terms of, I don't know, the fandom, because it grew so much.
Well, one thing that I noticed that I started doing in records was, like, we started to understand what fans liked and what they responded to. And so sometimes, like, I would definitely make choices or improvs that I'm like, I don't know if it'll make the cut, but I'm like, this is fully for the fan. Like, if it makes the cut, it is for the fan, because I understand that they love when Charlie does X, or like they enjoy when she gets a little button at the end of the scene that wasn't there. Like, we have no control over those if those end up in the final cut, but I started to get more comfortable being like, well, I know what they would like, so let me just like say that, and you can decide if you want to use it. But for the most part, that was like really the only thing that changed between 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah, well, I have the exact same answer as that. And you know, like when we sign autographs at conventions and stuff, the fans tell us what line they want written on the thing, and so it's really instructive to be like, oh, that's a specific line that really resonates for people.
Yeah.
And so you start to understand like the parts of your character that people are like locking in on. So that was a thing for sure. I also like having listened to season 1 and seeing the risks that some of the actors took
Yeah.
with their voices, I went like, oh, I have even more room than I thought. And so I think I took more risks in season 2.
Well, Tucker, you were saying how about, improv little lines here and there. Are you allowed, because you're both amazing singers, of course, and I'm a recovering musical theater actor, so I'm always curious about the music and the singers myself. So, are you allowed, like, vocal flourishes? So you do that, like, you just gotta do your own thing, and, like, what's your range?
We are allowed,
Okay.
but I certainly I'm not like a pop singer. Like I'm like very I sing the notes on the page. So I even just had to record something that was a little more poppy, and Sam Haft was like, "What if you did it like?" And I was like, "I'm gonna need you to write out what notes those are on the staff." But I think the people who are comfortable, for example, I think Jessica Vosk, who plays lute, I think if she's given something, she'll do a take, and then she'll be like, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing for a second.
But I bet you, I do this, and so I'm sure you do this, sometimes back phrase something, sometimes front phrase.
Yeah,
right?
the story, the nice thing is that the story always takes precedent. So one time I re-recorded a song because Viv was like, I don't know. She was like, it's a little too sweet. It sounds too sweet, and that's not really what happened in the scene before. And I was like, oh my God. And we re-recorded the song because she was like, I actually just need it to sound less good. It shouldn't sound easy and effortless the way Charlie does. It should sound like you just got in a fight. Yeah. And so even though she knows that on the cast album, when they listen to it, they may not know that setup. She's like, I don't really care. The important thing is when we hear the song that it feels related to the scene that happened before. And that's great that Viv does that, because it would be very easy for songwriters to be like, no, we want the thing that sounds good. She's like, no, I want the thing that sounds story related.
Now, I want to ask, what would a Hazbin Hotel Broadway show look like in your eyes? And would you guys want to participate in that and make that happen?
Star, come on.
I mean,
8 shows a week.
8 shows a week, baby. I don't know if I want to do 8 shows a week ever again.
The honest, here's the thing. I
hard.
can't sing.
Headline. Amir Talai.
I don't know that I could sing any of the songs that I have sung thus far straight through without getting extra breaths, right? Because
they're so fast.
It's so fucking fast. It's so fast that in the booth we break it down into chunks because it's impossible to get every single word out. So then, imagining doing that 8 times a week.
Insane.
I can't. So just from a musical standpoint, some of that shit would have to be rewritten.
Some of that shit. Most of that shit. I'm getting fucking high G's out there. I'm like, hell no, I don't want to sing more than anything 8 times a week. It's way too high.
And then I don't know how I would turn into a demon on stage.
Yeah, for me, it's less about it's already so annoying being a female because you have to put on makeup anyway. Just it's so annoying. To paint my face white, I'm like, I don't want to be. I've seen the Elphabas. They have green behind their ears for months after. I was like, I don't want to paint my face white. So here's the thing. Do I think a stage version of Hazbin exists? In some capacity, yes. I feel at that point, we will have been attached to the project for so long. It might be time for kind of what the Harry Potter HBO series is doing, where they're like, we can let Daniel Radcliffe take a knee and we'll hire a new cast.
Right. Yeah.
But
and
not
here,
for a while.
look, I see the kids wear their cosplays to the conventions. That shit looks exhausting.
Yeah, exhausting. They are sweating. But we would love to sing the music live. So that is the thing that we do enjoy.
Yeah. Curious, what are your vocal ranges?
25 octaves. Probably C to C, I guess. Yeah, low C to high C.
Nice, all right.
The limit does not exist. No. What is my range?
4 octaves, come on.
This is how I do it. I tell in Les Mis when she sings "But the time is as they tear your hope apart." That's the lowest note I can sing. I know the lowest note I can sing based on when I've had to sing it. I think it's the F, the low, middle C, and the highest note I can sing is the thing she hits at the end of Music of the Night in Phantom of the Opera.
Nice.
Impressive.
So whatever that is.
That's like 80
But it's like, I don't like sit. I'm just like, what songs can I actually do? I'm like, I can sing I'm Not That Girl from Wicked and Music of the Night. Yes. Ask away.
So the nice thing about animation, you have the freedom to say and do versus to the live action show or movie. So what's one of the characters that you would kind of like love to have some of his characteristics? I personally like Angel Dust and how he's like zero fucks and is like, this is who I am and the confident.
I mean, I would love to have some Angel Dust.
I would love to have like the lack of fucks of like Adam or Blitz. Do you know what I mean? Just like pure fucking id.
Yeah, I feel
like
like
that seems so fun.
I feel like when, right, because you're so right, like Alistair's like, he doesn't give a fuck, but he's contained. He's very deliberate with what he says and how he says it, whereas like a character, and I think kind of Charlie is too when she's not excited, like she's like trying to do the right thing.
Sure.
Adam, I think getting to play Adam in the booth would just be so fun, like, yeah, exactly, like so fun, because like it doesn't, it's like word vomit. He just says whatever the fuck is on his mind and is like, I don't care if it's offensive, I don't care if it makes you upset. It's like getting to let your worst impulse come to the surface. Yeah. And that usually ends up in an episode. Was that's what, yeah. Thank you.
What else? Are we done?
I'm Russ, by the way. I never say my name.
Hello.
I usually do. But
Hello. Yes. Nice. Yeah. What are all your names? Hi, Nancy.
Russ.
Rudy.
Rudy.
Give me a keynote.
Nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.